Well, we're back with the Living Pink AU yet again. This time we're seeing the very beginnings of the Homeworld gems. We're gonna see some old faces, we're gonna see some new faces, but overall, we're gonna be having some fun, because this AU does not work the same way as the canon universe does. Now, I don't know how many of you have watched Steven Universe, but if you have watched Steven Universe, you would know that Jasper is considered one of the big major antagonists for a majority of the series, or at least the majority of Season 1. That doesn't happen here, considering that Jasper's biggest trauma doesn't exist, and she also acts like every other court soldier instead of having the brutish personality she does in canon. Instead, in this AU, Lapis is the canon villain, and that's mainly because I feel like Lapis has a lot more of a reason to be a villain than Jasper did, canonically speaking. And to an extent, Peridot's still a villain, and the newer character that we're going to see, Gold, is also much better of a villain, considering they work alongside Lapis. And some of y'all might be wondering, what happens to Malachite in this AU? Malachite is replaced with a different fusion known as Vivianite, which is actually the fusion between Peridot, Lapis, and Gold. Though, rest assured, within the episode of Jailbreak, they get their asses beat, and use the fusion to flee off to somewhere else via the ocean. And now some of you are going to probably ask, well, what happened to Jasper then? Jasper got cut under rubble and only came out after Vivianite had disappeared, and it sort of led to this, weird, well, this is a funky predicament, and from that point onward, Jasper becomes a part of the Crystal Gems, and eventually does open up to the Crystal Gems and join their fight. And as we've already went over, Lapis is a bit different, Gold is a new character. Peridot stays roughly the same. The relationship she has with Jasper is a bit more like how Lapis and Peridot initially had the relationship where they weren't getting along, except this time, Peridot takes the place of canon Lapis, where she's annoyed by Jasper and how she acts and how she's just so willing to join the Crystal Gems. It annoys her a lot. We're now getting to the new characters. There's a few new characters, 4 to be precise. There's Gold, as we're seeing here, and Gold has their own separate team that came before Lapis, known as the Pyrite Triad. And I must say this, it was completely and utterly unintentional that both Gold and Pyrite's gem shapes are pretty much the exact same. Pirates have a little bit of a rounder cut than anything, but I only noticed that after creating them, I'm like, that was completely unintentional, but that works for them. Moving on to the Pyrite Triad, it consists of 3 gems in particular. Thinker, the one with the gem on the forehead, Leggy, who has it on their leg, and Fist, where you can probably assume where the gem lies on that one. Overall, Gold and Pyrite's appearances are a bit scattered. They kind of also take the place of Emerald in this universe, basically hunting after Lars and Steven and trying to get them back to Homeworld to have the trial again. But eventually, it's because of Leggy and Fist that Gold ends up stopping and learns to kind of see from Steven's perspective, because Steven gets to talk to both of those Pyrites and gets them to join his side. This does, however, unfortunately lead to Thinker completely and utterly having a breakdown and fleeing in the ship, leaving the others to go back to Earth alongside Steven and Lars and all of that, before Lars goes and leaves again to explore the rest of the planet.